Mary and Joseph were so excited. Here was Jesus, the Son of God, born on earth. The promised one had finally come. Mary and Joseph could not contain their joy. They looked around. They weren't prepared. Well, what can we do with this baby? We don't have clothes for him or anything. And so Joseph, he took some swaddling clothes. Those would have been like the cloths used to wipe down the animals and things like that. So just basically some leftover cloths, some rags. And he wrapped Jesus up in them as best he could. And then, well, we don't have a bed for our baby. Well, Joseph had a solution for that too. He took the baby and he put some nice fresh hay, I'm sure, in something called a manger. The manger would have been the feeding trough. It's basically the plate for the animals. And so he put some nice fresh hay in there, I'm sure, and put Jesus in there, giving him a nice fresh bed. And Jesus was there in the stable with Joseph and Mary, who were going to take very good care of him. Well, that very same night, off in the hills right above Bethlehem, there were some shepherds. These shepherds were taking care of the village sheep. They were off, away from all the lights of the city. Now, there were no electric lights, no light bulbs, just fires and things. So it would have been very, very dark where they were. It was in the middle of the night, very dark. All the sheep were asleep. Very, very quiet and dark. Do you know what that's like, for something to be super quiet, super dark in the middle of the night? If you've ever woken up in the middle of the night, maybe you know what that's like, to be in your dark room. There's no sounds. Well, that's exactly what was happening. But then, all of a sudden, a bright flash of light. And there, breaking the darkness and the silence, was a whole huge group of angels. And they were singing and praising God. Now the shepherds, can you imagine what they were feeling? What in the world? They were frightened. So the first words out of the angel's mouth were, "Fear not. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Everything is okay." And they told them that there was wonderful news that they had to bring them. That this very night, born in the city of Bethlehem, was the Savior, Christ the Lord, that promised one that they had been waiting for. There he was. And so the shepherds, when they heard this news, Jesus was here, oh my, they were overjoyed. They were so excited. The Bible says they went with haste. That means they were running to go and find Jesus. As soon as those angels disappeared, off they went to go and find Jesus there in Bethlehem. The angels had said he was there, and so they were going to find him and worship him. Don't you love that the shepherds believed the angels? They didn't doubt. They knew that what they said was true, and they were going to obey right away. Just like the shepherds, we need to trust God. Everything that God tells us is true. So what you learned from your teachers in Bible class, what you learned from your parents about what is right and wrong, what you learned from your pastor, your Sunday school teacher, all of those things are true and need to be trusted so that you are trusting God. And so the shepherds ran to Bethlehem to find Jesus. Maybe they had to go to a couple different inns looking around. Maybe they heard, well, we sent a couple that was going to have a baby over to this inn. And so they finally found him there in the stable. And when they came to him, they found Mary and Joseph standing over baby Jesus in that manger. And they were so excited to find him and to worship him. You know, Jesus today, just as the shepherds excitedly worshiped him, Jesus today deserves our worship. He deserves for us to pray to him, to thank him, to show our love to him. Do you talk to God and tell him how much you love him? That's what these shepherds did. They got to do it in person. We won't get to do it in person until we go to heaven, but we can still talk to him because Jesus is still listening, even though we can't see him. And so, that is the story of how Jesus was born. One night, very long ago, he came to earth. And we're going to learn more about what Jesus did when he was here on earth in our other lessons. But for now, we're going to start our Bible competition. So take out a piece of paper, a pencil, write your name at the top of your paper, and write the date next to your name. So something like this. My name is Miss Ashley. You would write your name, not my name. And then the date. Let's see. I don't know what date this is. I forgot the date. So I'm just going to make up a random date. And I'm going to say here we go. So that you need at the top of your paper, your name and then the date. And then put a number 1 for question number 1, and you'll write your answer. There are 20 questions, okay? It's a lot, I know. So if you need to pause the video, I'm going to read it twice. Pause the video if you need to, rewind the video if you need to, so that you can get all the questions. Okay, number 1. Name the beautiful city where God lives. Name the beautiful city where God lives. Number 2. Whose names will be in the Lamb's Book of Life? Whose names will be written in the Lamb's Book of Life? Number 3. Who created the heavens and the earth? Who created the heavens and the earth? Number 4. Did Adam sin? Did Adam sin? Number 5. God killed a lamb to provide clothing for Adam and Eve. What is the lamb a picture of? So what does that lamb mean? God killed a lamb to provide clothes for Adam and Eve. What is the lamb a picture of? Number 6. How did Jesus die? How did Jesus die? Number 7. Did Jesus' body stay in the tomb? Did Jesus' body stay in the tomb? Don't forget, pause. I'm not really giving you enough time to answer in between questions, so pause the video to write down your answers. Number 8, I believe. Who doubted that Jesus had risen from the dead? Who doubted, had dudas, that Jesus had risen from the dead? I'm talking about one specific person. Number 9, we talked about some things you can do to grow spiritually. Name 2 of them. Name 2 things you can do to grow spiritually. Number 10, how can you use your mouth to please God? How can you use your mouth to please God? Number 11, just as God is 3 parts but 1 person, we have 3 parts. What are they? Name as many as you can. Just as God is 3 parts but 1 person, we also have 3 parts. What are they? Number 12, who was the Levite that an angel appeared to and told he would have a son in his old age? Who was the Levite that that an angel appeared to and told he would have a son in his old age? Number 13, which angel appeared to Mary and told her she would have a son? Which angel appeared to Mary and told her she would have a son? Number 14, why did this angel call her blessed and highly favored? Why did this angel call her blessed and highly favored? Number 15, what did Zacharias and Elizabeth name their son? What did Zacharias and Elizabeth name their son? Number 16, Why did Zacharias have to write down what his son's name would be? He wrote it down on the tablet, remember? His name is. Why did he have to do that? Why did he have to write it down? Number 17, who was Mary's fiance? Who was Mary's fiance? Number 18, why did Joseph decide not to divorce Mary, not to put her away? Why did Joseph decide not to put away Mary, to separate from her? Number 19, why did they travel to Bethlehem? Why did they travel to Bethlehem? And number 20, where was Jesus born? Not the city, just kind of the place he was born, like what kind of building? Where was he born? Okay, I hope you have a wonderful day. Get those answers written down, turn them in with your homework packet. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.